What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of Rogue to High Rated. Feels good to be back. I missed making these videos, and here we are with the first match we are going to be covering for this new season. And for those that don't know what the series is all about, basically me trying to get to top 200 on Dueling Book playing Rogue decks only. And much like last season, my deck of choice is still Speedroids because Speedroids best deck. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. Also, quick reminder, don't forget to check out the ways you guys can support the channel down in the description below. But we have my opponent here, Fruit Loop Troop, 255 rating versus ya boy at 156 rating. I think I already won a couple matches or so prior to this one. But this one was like the first one of note that was worth showing. It gets a little funny later on. You guys will see when we get to that point. So rock, paper, scissors, shoe gets underway here, and I do end up losing the rock, paper, scissors, shoe, and my opponent lets me go first, if I saw that correctly, which is very, very strange. Going second, Eldlich, by the way. He opens up Gamma Steel Lord, Broken Line, Trap Trick, and Conquistador to my Griffin Rider, Card Tripper, Recovery, Marble Machine, and Imperm. So I opened up like a really solid hand here. Like, incredible hand. The only thing that would maybe make it better is if like this was like another hand trap, but like it also being Recovery right now is also just really, really good. So yeah. And you guys might expect we are going to lead with a Wandering Griffin Rider here, which I forgot to declare, so I go back and declare the effect. Because it actually does activate. I just wanted to make sure I was being professional, I guess, and proper. Declare the card turbo, special summon that. The opponent has no responses, so we go into the Baron de Fleur, obviously, and then we follow that up by normal summoning Marble Machine to go ahead and search out the one and only Tekatomborg, of course. And then here I have, like, you know, two options. Do I either recovery the card turbo right now, or do I, you know, use Tekatomborg to go ahead and spec out into something like Duke, and then go into the rubber band shooter? There really is no, like, best way to do it, I guess. I think probably using Tekatomborg, like, it really depends, like, if I really want to resolve a Piper. Sometimes resolving Piper can be weird, though, whatever, depending on your board state is. At least one thing I've noticed that I have a problem with is it's like I'm extremely biased to, like, going into Charge Warrior and then Piper and then going for Baron. Extremely biased to making that play. I do it a lot. I favor that play a lot because it's just satisfying. Draw two into Baron is really nice. But we already made Baron. So, like, I get into this habit of wanting to go for this level 10 synchro play that's ultimately not there. So you have to set it up a little bit differently. I can't remember exactly what I do here. I think... Okay, so I burn the recovery. And I guess this makes sense. Holding the Tekatomborg till the very, very end definitely makes sense. And it'll also, like, help play past an interruption on rubber band shooter, I guess, whichever way I do it. And I guess this is also ash bait too. I'm worried about, you know, if my opponent has any idea of how Speedroids work, they're probably going to either ash the rubber band shooter just based on generic what, you know, people do the most, or they're going to hold the ash the Tekatomborg. So we're going to go ahead and try to get some advantage off resolving rubber band shooter here first, and then if that gets stopped, we can go Tekatomborg into Duke and then into Auroradon, and then Duke out the car and then synchro into the Shen. Unfortunately, there we would miss out on the draw from Charge Warrior, but it still is what it is. And obviously, my opponent is on the set strategy, so, like, he doesn't have any hand traps. So we're going to go ahead and banish the 6. The reason we're banishing a 6, we already used Marble Machine, don't want to get a level 2 to my hand. And we get the Hound, and we get the Terror Top to the grave. So, like, I could have already, you know, used Tekatomborg, summon Duke, gone into the rubber band shooter, and then I would have the recovery in hand for the Terror Top, but it's a little less effective because it already burned Card Turbo, already burned Tekatomborg at that point. So the recovery bringing back Terror Top doesn't get me a whole lot. Only there was another extender we could search. We do use the additional normal summon. Like, I had two paths here. It was either to summon Tekatomborg and go into Auroradon, or the other path was go into Hound here and burn the additional normal summon. So, like, it's another decision tree you have to make here very early on. And I think what I do here is dump Duke. Yeah, I decided to dump Duke here because I'm like, okay, if I dump Gate, I can summon the Gate, make, you know, I could either summon the Tekatomborg and, like, make a synchro play there, or I could like make a cork shooter and search a duplicate or a wheel, which really doesn't do me a whole lot at this point. So I just wanted to go for the more simple play. And the good thing about going for Duke off of the Hound now is that, like, now my Tekatomborg doesn't have the job of getting Duke out of the deck, and I can get something else out of the deck, which is always super nice. Like, Tekatomborg becomes a lot more effective when you don't have to go for Duke all the time. You have more options. And I had to forego the Piper here. So I was saying to myself, if I go for Piper, like, what's the play? You know, I could Piper for 3 right there, Synchro 4, Fast Dragon, and then I could use Piper on Fast Dragon or Wind Pegasus at Ignister, which I am trying now. Because, like, that sounds like a really good play. Drop it down to a 5, make Crystal Wing with the Wind Pegasus engraved. Like, sounds super good. So I could have, like, Pipered that down to a 5, duked out a Card Turbo, and made a Crystal Wing if I wanted to go the Piper route. So I guess that's something I could have done. But I wanted to go for the Charge Warrior draw here and also Shen Shen. Like, blind, this is a board I usually like to make. As we draw into another Tekatomborg, which, you know, it's not super great, but I'm not going to complain. Like, I really like the Baron Shen Shen end board. And we have the Hound follow-up, we have the Recovery follow-up, and we have Tekatomborg in hand as well. And, yeah, unfortunately, no way to revive the Shen Shen here. And also, this is the first couple videos you guys are going to see of this series is me playing the Etelly build. And if you want to see what the Etelly build looks like, I uploaded a deck profile recently that shows you how to implement the Etelly build into the list, because I'm not currently playing it anymore. I'm just not a huge fan of it. So my opponent is going to top deck an IDP, and you might imagine he's going to lead with the Gamma Seal, banishing the Baron because it was sent from the field. And then he's got Lord, pitching Conquistador to get rid of the Shen Shen. And then he's going to go ahead and summon the Lord here by sending off the last set, which is a Trap Trick, leaving him with just a Broken Line, which is like a very strange card. Like, I get why people play it, but at the same time, it's like, it just feels so very easy to play around. Like, the only time it's hard to play around is, like, when you set 5, and then it's, like, near impossible to play around. But, like, with the Eldlich deck, they, like, set so many things to their Shell and Trap Zone. Like, I feel like it's really easy to read. And you guys will even see, my opponent just gets so unlucky, that, like, I just, like, play around it without even thinking about it. Yeah, so he's going to go Battle Phase. He's going to run into the Rubber Band Shooter here. And then he's going to set the Broken Line and the Ice Dragon's Prison. I'm assuming he's setting this here because, like, maybe he's just trying to, like, get into my head. Like, you know, he saw me link some in there first. So maybe he thinks I'm more inclined to link some in there again. And that totally makes sense to me, just on the surface. And now we're going to see him use the Conquistador. And that, of course, is going to go ahead and set a Sanguine from the deck. So, I mean, at this point, at least I know he doesn't have access to a Conch. At least from the information that I know. Like, I know this is not a Conch. And I really don't have to worry about maybe too much here now that Lord's already out. And we draw a wheel for turn. So it's about to get wheel. Like, Jesus, take the wheel. Anyways, we're going to lead with the recovery. And I had a few ways of going about this. I was like, do I start with the Hound into a play, or do I start with, like, the recovery? I'm not sure what I grab here. I grab the Terratop. So this resolves. We get the Terratop to hand. I normally the Terratop in a zone where there's no spell traps of his in line. So just inherently, like, at this point when I was playing the game, definitely wasn't thinking about Broken Line. 100%. So we add the Card Turbo. And then here, my opponent says Think. And I'm not really sure why he Ice Dragon's Prisons right now. I think the reason he went for this is because he saw me add Card Turbo. And he knows that Card Turbo and Tekatomborg both, I mean, at this point in the duel, he's seen both of them resolve. He knows that both of them require a Wind Monster on field. So maybe he thinks if IDP's here, I don't have any plays. And that's like a pretty okay assumption, because I think he does banish the Hound. Yeah, okay, I was going to say, please banish the Hound. He does banish the Hound, but I also have just Wheel in hand, just by chance. And again, same column that Broken Line's not in. And this, what does this roll me here? This rolls me a 6, which is hilarious. Again, like I said in the deck profile, sometimes rolling a high roll off this mid-game is just a bomb. Like the bomb.com. So we're just going to summon out 2 3s for a total of 6. Summon out Tekatomborg here, and I think I'm going to go for... I think I definitely go for Piper here. And my opponent starts spamming thumbs up as well. Or no, I don't go for Piper. I go for the dice here. And again, the reason I didn't go for Piper is because, like, I feel like going for Piper can allow me to see more cards, but also at the same time will force me to play into more things, because I'll have to do more things to make the board make sense. Like if I summon Piper here, I can't go Charge Warrior into Baron, because I already use Baron, I'll use Charge Warrior. Like, I'd have to, like, summon Piper and then, like, link off the Piper and the Duke into, like, Rubber Band Shooter and then try to make another play from there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes things a little awkward. So I just went straight for Dice, straight to the point. And Dice is going to activate, make that a level 2. We're going to go into Cork. And at this point, we're just trying to get to a Crystal Wing. And, yeah, that's going to go ahead and summon out. Like, Crystal Wing's not great against this match, but, like, what else am I going to go into at this point? Like, I'm out of... My Baron's gone, my Juju's gone. Arguably, I could go into Kite Drake to force out back row, too. Like, I don't really know what's left in my extra deck at this point. Both Agoida and Chambra in there. We still have Auroradon. We still have another Rubber Band Shooter. We still have Kite Drake. Still have both Crystal Wings. And I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, we're going to make that a level 4. And then we're going to go ahead and synchro into Agoita. And yeah, the thumbs up thing is going to get spammed a lot because my opponent felt the need to spam it a billion times because he was salty, I think. I don't know what it was. And I think at this point I can probably get pretty close to OTKing. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Agoita. And then we're going to make another Crystal Wing. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Card Turbo here. And banish Card Turbo. And what else do I banish here? I have a Duke engraved too. I haven't even used Duke this turn, which is insane. Like, I could have definitely done something else with the Duke too. So we banish the Tekatomborg. And then we go boost everything up by 800. And I think I just go Battle Phase here, yeah. So he's going to take 38 over top, regardless of the attack of the monster. And he's just going to keep thumbs upping, just literally thumbs upping over and over again. I'm just going to skip through this as fast as I possibly can. And then he doesn't know what Crystal Wing does, so he types how much in the chat. We take 3,800, take another 38. Yes, Sanguine. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Summon out another Lord. I don't care. I'm running over it anyways. And then, yeah, Crystal Wing's mandatory effect activates, takes 22. And then I think I just pass turn. He draws evenly matched. Uses Lord to send the Broken Line. I negate. Goes evenly. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Keep the other Crystal Wing. Activate Scarlet. Get a Conch, sure. Draw Tekatomborg. And then we have Duke Engrave, and he just goes ahead and scoops. Because he wasn't living to the one Conch there. We're going to make a Kite Drake or literally anything else. So yeah, that is it for game 1. And we're going to go ahead and go into game 2 here. I think I probably sided in like Cosmic's Reboot. Maybe Harpy's Feather Duster, I can't remember. And he decides to go first this time too, yeah. So I see double Cosmic. We got the E-Telly here as well, so you guys will see the E-Telly stuff in action. That's what I wanted to cover. Like, even though I'm not on the E-Telly stuff, I wanted to definitely test on the ladder with the E-Telly package. And it definitely, like, I think my first day of DB grinding on the ladder, I won all 6 of my matches. I was playing the E-Telly build, and I was feeling pretty good about it, right? When you win 6 straight matches, you'll feel good about any deck. But like testing it more and more, like I just, especially taking that build to locals, like I just did not feel like it was the move. Because like more hand traps is always better. Playing 40 cards, in my opinion, at least with a deck like this, is always better. And he goes ahead and sets 3, keeps the Broken Line in hand. Maybe he's just given up on the Broken Line, or he wants a guaranteed spell or trap to ditch next turn for the Lord. So we normal summon Tekatomborg here. Pretty vulnerable normal summon, but the E-Telly can help us push through. So we're going to normal summon the Tekatomborg, and then we're going to activate E-Telly. And he is going to thumbs up a billion times. We're going to summon out Pilika here. Okay, so the reason I summoned Pilika here is because I think I sided out Nian. And I was still getting used to like the siding patterns with the E-Telly stuff. And sometimes it can make it a little difficult to side with the E-Telly stuff in there. Because it's like, do you either like take out one E-Telly and like the Nian and just leave the higher impact card like Pilika, or do you just side the whole thing out? And I eventually got to the point of just siding everything out because it just made the most sense, because in the past they were hand traps and stuff, so like I don't need the E-Telly engine in most cases going second. Like I'd rather just be able to like, because like without the E-Telly engine, people don't seem to get this. Like the people that really like the E-Telly stuff, is like you can still, like all the stuff you can do with the E-Telly engine, you can still do without it. And then if you find yourself siding it out so often, to the point like, why are you even playing it? Especially if you can make the deck more consistent. So I go for I go for the very early Piper here, and I find a marble machine, which is fine. Because, like, sometimes in situations like this, where you have, you know, a normal summon in hand already, it kind of gives you the freedom to, like, do something different with the rubber band shooter, where you can, like, try to get lucky to get a Duke in the grave, you know, off of it. And if you don't, you don't. Like, you still have your guaranteed normal summon in hand in the form of a marble machine. So that's a cool thing you can. I don't know if I do that here, but it's definitely something you can do. So my opponent accidentally bounces this back to his hand. And then, yeah, Ice Dragon Prison. And I asked him to show the logs here, just because, like, I mean, a little suspect that he just returned a trap to his hand and then sent another one. Like, for all I know, it could have been a completely different card. So I think it was completely reasonable for me to ask for the logs. And then, yeah, he says that in the chat. So I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to say, just like, keep moving on. I'm not going to say anything. Also, I wonder if, like, people act like this in real life. Like, I just wonder. They wouldn't act like this in real life, 100%. There's no reason to. But either way, Cosmic Cyclone on the set. And at this point, like, I feel like I have enough gas to really just keep going here. Well, not really. I don't really know why I burned the Cosmic here. I don't really think there's a... I'm trying to figure out why I Cosmic here, and I really don't see a reason. I also should have held the E-Telly, too. That's a very poor use of the E-Telly. I think my thought process was, like, I still had Nian in the deck, even though I had sided out. I just literally forgot. You know, sometimes that happens. I think my thought process was to summon out Nian, and then link those two off, and then from there, I still don't know what I was doing, because I had no way to get a level 3 on board, I guess. But knowing I still had Pilica, I should have definitely normal Tech a Tomborg, spec Car Turbo, tag out for Piper, then Link 2. And then if that happens to the Link 2, which he's definitely bound to, like, Ice Dragon's Prison it, like, I can just E-Telly Pilica, bring out Car Turbo, and make a Juju, get rid of another back row. And then I still have the 2 Cosmics left, or then I can go into Rubber Band Shooter. So yeah, that's something I definitely could have done differently as well. Very interesting that I would blind Cosmic. And then he goes for IDP again off of that. So, like, he definitely can't use this trap. You can really only use this trap at this point. And I decided to pass. The end phase Sanguines, I could chain Cosmic to that to get rid of it. Just to, like, leave him on no Eldlich traps in grave. He finds Lord here, which is completely fine. He draws into another Scarlet. He goes Lord effect, sending itself to get rid of the broken line. And then he OTKs here, just because, like, he has the sauce to OTK. This is 35, this is 25, and that's going to be, you know, a lot of damage. And then he's 6,000 damage. 6,000 damage. And then he's going to go for into the bigger gun, which is going to burn for game. I probably should have let him summon it first, because I don't know. Maybe he makes a different rank 10 that's not Gustav, but it obviously probably going to be Gustav. And then we here are in game 2, and this is where things get a little interesting. So we lead, and yeah, you'll see what I mean by interesting. We lead with the E-Telly. Obviously put the Nian back in this time. We activate Car Turbo. We get into rubber band, well, I was gonna say we get into rubber band shoot without burning my normal summon, but I do decide to normal the Piper here, because at this point a reveal 2 before going to rubber band shooter is kind of nice. Reveal Hound and Ash. We take the Ash 100% because it's kind of like an FTK against his deck. Just Ashing Sanguine just gets you so far ahead. And then we're gonna activate rubber band shooter here, banishing a 5, revealing Marble and Marble and Terror Top. And then my opponent tells me to hurry the fuck up. Even though if we check the log here, I think my turn, like, before he said that, like, when did my turn start here? Yeah, drew, so here's me drawing my opening hand, entering main phase 1, shuffle hand, thinking at 21:39. Not but, like, 13 seconds later, so, like, 21:40 to 22:40, so, like, not even 2 minutes passes. Not even 2 minutes passes, and I'm playing out my turn, and he's telling me to hurry the fuck up, which I find is hilarious. And I tell him to chill out, and I additional normal the Terror Top, get Tech a Tomborg here, And how many people you killed due to boredom? And I'm like, literally says you playing set 5 pass deck. Talk about boredom, right? Yeah. That was a little cringe. I guess is the appropriate use for that. But yeah, he was not winning that game 100%. Judgment Ash, we're gonna make Shen Baron. Like, he was not winning that game 100%. And it felt good to beat him. So yeah, that is the first episode of Rogue to Hide Rated. Starting off a little bit of salt action there. Love to see that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you wanna see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up at the bottom of the screen right now. And it's always WinnerKill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And last but not least, I want to give a huge thank you to our Divine Level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Star, Cadillacs84, Keith Sidgers, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much for your extremely generous support of the channel.